Now on CoastTV News.
Raise or reject. Rehoboth Beach will discuss a salary boost for city staff tomorrow. Who's behind the proposal and what locals think about it. Parking penalties. Dewey Beach could increase fines and late fees. What you need to know. And a historic honor. A new tribute to Frederick Douglass stands on Delmarva, where it is and why it matters.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Money, money, money. Everyone wants more of it, and that's including one Rehoboth Beach commissioner. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with a proposal to increase Rehoboth city staff's salaries. And the idea is coming from a rather new Rehoboth commissioner, Suzanne Good. She was sworn in this past September. Now, she says salaries have not changed in more than 30 years in Rehoboth Beach and is suggesting a rework for a few reasons. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy is in our newsroom with more on this. Brendan, not everyone's on board, though.
Christina, Good says that there's a lot more that goes into being a city official, a mayor or commissioner than some of us might notice. But locals told us that they don't think these mayors or commissioners need to be making 10 to 20 times what they are right now. Bigger pay to match a big workload. That's what Rehoboth Beach Commissioner Suzanne Good claims Rehoboth Beach commissioners deserve.
The salary has remained the same since the 1990s, so that's 3 decades.
Good thinks more money would mean more motivation to get work done.
At the current pay rate, there isn't enough incentive for those on the board to put in the time and tackle the problems as effectively as they could.
And says the current salary just isn't cutting it.
It ends up being less than minimum wage for the hours we're putting in at the meetings, in preparation for the meetings.
In Good's proposal, the mayor's salary would go up from $1,000 per year up to $20,000 a year. For the commissioners, their current $600 salary would boost all the way up to $10,000. Farrah Barrow, however, works and lives in Rehoboth Beach and says there should be no salary increase for public service jobs.
When somebody chooses to be the mayor or commissioner, it's basically they love the town and they want to care for the town. So the money isn't part of the reason why they choose to be commissioner or mayor.
Some other people that we spoke with in Rehoboth told us that their biggest concern is that the city is spending way too much money and that with doing that, there's not going to be enough to pay the mayor or even the commissioners for that matter. The City Council is expected to discuss these possible pay increases in a meeting Friday morning at 9 a.m. One other thing to note is that Commissioner Good is not going to be affected by this if these raises were to go into effect since she was already sworn in this past September. This would affect the future commissioners and future elections. Christina?
Okay, thanks for that, Brendan. And to get a better sense of this proposal in Rehoboth Beach, here's a breakdown of how other towns pay their mayor and their council members. In Lewis, they have a higher pay. The mayor's making $4,000 and council members are making $3,000 a year. In Milton, officials are paid per meeting. That's ranging from $30 to $80 each. Over in Georgetown, it's similar to Rehoboth, the mayor making $1,000 and council $500. And in Dewey and Bethany Beach, commissioners are volunteers. And let's go to our CoastTV poll right away. We want to know, would higher pay improve leadership? Let's see what you guys think. So far, 61% saying no, it would make it worse. 28% say no, it would keep it the same, and a few saying yes or maybe. We still want to know what you think, though. It's not too late to vote. Go over to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Well, a man is being accused of running a meth lab in Lewis. On your screen now is where police say this makeshift meth lab is located. Police found ingredients and tools for making meth along with drugs, a gun, ammo, and other unknown substances during a search at a home on Beebe Avenue. Zachary Olin, 42 years old, was arrested and he faces several charges. Officials in Dewey Beach might be cracking down on parking violations. The beach town is considering an ordinance that would raise fines for parking offenses. Violations currently sanctioned at $45 would increase to $60. $65 violations would go up to $80, and additional late fees would also be raised by $15. Now, Dewey Beach Town Manager Bill Zolper says it's an effort to keep visitors honest.
What we're finding is to park in Dewey is $30. Folks are taking the chance on the extra $15, not just buying a parking permit at all.
The Dewey Beach Town Council plans to discuss and vote on this ordinance at their meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Because of last night's snowfall, Ocean Pines Trash Service will collect trash and recycling tomorrow, February 21st. That's on both sides of Ocean Pines. Extra trucks will help finish the routes, and recycling will be picked up on Saturday on the south side. Let's take a live look outside now into Rehoboth Beach, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams is going to join us with a look at the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening. First, we'll take a look back, and then we'll take a look forward. Looking back on what happened from yesterday and the snowfall that we indeed received, we had 7 inches that fell in Chincoteague, over 5 inches for us in Snow Hill and Del Mar, just shy of that in Selbyville, Pocomoke City, and 4 inches in Bayard. A couple of other places, we had over 4 inches falling in Ocean City and Berlin, 3.5 Ocean Pines, Fenwick Island, and over 2 inches for us in Dagsboro, 2 inches even in Millsville. Right now, we have the cold to be concerned with. That's the future. We're at 24 degrees, dew point of 11. Winds are pushing out of the north, and we're going to be bracing for bone-chilling and dangerously low wind chills because as we drop into the 20s, with the winds picking up, it's going to start feeling like 10 degrees in the morning time. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Till then, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Paul. We'll take a look at this, taking plastic bags and turning them into sleeping bags for the homeless. That's the mission of one organization called Volunteer Delaware 50 Plus. They start by cutting the bags into loops and then crocheting them into full sleeping bags. Linda Mason volunteers with the organization, and she says she's proud of their work, but the work is far from over.
I thought, well, I crochet, I can do that. So that's how it got started in 2019. And since then there's been well over 400 mats made. And we're looking for volunteers all the time because unfortunately and sadly, the number of homeless isn't getting less.
And if you go to our website, you can see the full process of making these sleeping bags from start to finish. Well, as the bird flu continues to spread, the Salisbury Zoo is taking steps to keep its animals safe. It's installing mesh netting over some exhibits, requiring staff to wear personal protective equipment and doing regular testing of some high-risk animals. Some animals, like the ostrich, for example, have to remain outside and uncovered since they do need more space.
We're attempting to do mesh if it's feasible. So some of our exhibits they don't have coverage, such as the flamingos and the rheas. So we have to do a little bit different for them.
And to be clear, the Salisbury Zoo says it has no cases of bird flu. Well, applications are now open for the Community Reinvestment Fund. If you don't know what that is, let me explain. It's a grant program that helps support community projects all across Delaware. And you can apply if you're a local government or a nonprofit. You can get that funding to strengthen the community. Now, applications will close on May 1st. Last year, the grants helped fund multiple projects. That's including sidewalk upgrades in Bridgeville. In national news tonight, the Senate confirmed 51-49 in a vote to confirm Kash Patel as the new FBI director. The narrow victory, a testament to the contention surrounding the Trump pick. Patel, who is known as a Trump loyalist, came under fire from the time of his nomination for potentially using the role to settle political scores on President Trump's behalf. Patel's confirmation comes as the FBI is embroiled in lawsuits and firings. Sherelle Hubbard has more on the controversy surrounding the confirmation.
The yeas are 51, the nays are 49.
Thursday, the Senate voted to break a filibuster on Kash Patel's nomination to lead the nation's top law enforcement agency. Patel's nomination for FBI director had faced intense scrutiny from Democrats. Senate Democrats held a block Kash Patel press conference in advance of the vote Thursday morning to voice their concerns.
He has neither the experience, the judgment, nor the temperament to lead the FBI.
The FBI already in turmoil. Earlier this month, details on more than 5,000 of the FBI's 38,000 employees was submitted to the DOJ, identifying persons who worked on the January 6th Capitol riot investigations. Democrats had warned that Patel could use the position to seek retribution against Trump's perceived political enemies.
Well, it's the end of the FBI as we know it.
During his hearing, Patel said there would be no politicization at the FBI and no retribution action. After the confirmation Thursday, he released a statement saying, quote, "My mission as director is clear. Let good cops be cops and rebuild trust in the FBI."
The confirmation is confirmed.
Two Republican senators, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, citing Patel's prior political activities, joined Democrats in voting against Patel's confirmation Thursday, perhaps voting their conscience. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
We still have a lot more to tell you about this evening. Coming up, the freeze stays. A federal judge keeps the hold on a major grant shutdown in the U.S. But first, exercise benefits of the Ocean City Boardwalk. We'll show you one man who never misses a chance to stretch his legs along the coast.
And speaking of the coast, we have gale wind warnings in effect along the beach and the coast throughout the entire Delmarva Peninsula. Your full forecast in just 60 seconds.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton Chevrolet of Milford. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. Together, let's drive new 2024 Silverados up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or get 0.9% financing on select new 2024 EV models. Visit us today. And remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Over half of children's learning problems are related to vision. It may sound unbelievable, but 80% of learning is visual. And very young children don't have the words to tell us what they're seeing. We use light to determine a toddler's prescription rather than asking which is better, 1 or 2.
Dr. Tracy Boss is accepting new patients of all ages, including pediatrics, at Chesapeake Eye Centers in Salisbury and Berlin. For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Exercise. It's something a lot of us know we probably should do a little bit more of, but motivation can be difficult to find. Well, for one man in Ocean City, as Kevin Zappe shows us in this week's Coastal Connections, he stays in shape every single day, all thanks to the boardwalk.
Walking along the Ocean City Boardwalk is a common thing people do in town, but for Lou Catelli, it's part of life.
You got to do something to stay healthy, stay in shape, and it's the fresh air and the way just to decompress and just get everything out of your head and just feel good.
For the past 6 years, Catelli walked the Ocean City Boardwalk every day during the off-season, no matter the weather.
There was a few days where it was ice, and that was just treacherous. The ice is a little bit more dangerous. The streets they maintain great here in Ocean City, but the boardwalk, they don't plow the boardwalk, they don't salt, they don't do anything.
Catelli walks from one end to the other 2 times a day, and with the boardwalk being 2.25 miles long, Catelli ends up walking 9 total miles, leaving some people recognizing his consistency.
You see the same faces every day. There's a lot of people who do this from young to old, just every morning, back and forth, back and forth.
Catelli and his family have a place right next to the boardwalk and never plans on selling.
The off-season's the best. It's a great way to decompress and just kind of recharge your batteries. It's the ideal location. It really is a perfect setup.
If you're looking to find Lou Catelli, he says he's always the one wearing the shorts. Catelli plans on walking the Ocean City Boardwalk every day until the busy season. So if you end up seeing him, be sure to give him a fist bump. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Shower your home with love with a new bath from Baths by Spicer Brothers. Our factory-trained experts can transform your space into one you'll love in as little as 1 day.
And with our price match guarantee and our done right guarantee, you can have peace of mind knowing your new bath or shower will last a lifetime. Right now, get 50% off installation, plus take advantage of no interest and no payments until 2026.
Call to schedule your free in-home consultation. Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
It's time, America. Time to break out the red, the white, and blue oval.
The President's Day sales event is here with great offers on powerful, capable Ford SUVs and Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. There's huge inventory and great selection at your local Ford dealer. Want more? How about this special offer? Get $3,000 cash back on Bronco and Bronco Sport, plus up to $2,000 Conquest cash for Jeep owners.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, flu season is here. We break down what to expect this year and have tips to stay healthy. Plus, how walk-in care centers can help if you do get sick. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Bottom line is we're done with the snow, but the cold is not done with us. Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, 25 degrees. Dew point's about 13, so we're talking about a relatively dry atmosphere now. And the winds on top of that making an uncomfortable night feel that much more uncomfortable. You see this symbol right here, in case you were wondering, that's indicating that we're going to become very breezy here with winds at about 20 to 25 miles per hour steadily with occasional gusts up to 30. Just in case you ever wondered why that shows that way on our computer. Gale wind warning also active for us along the beaches for us in Sussex County from Lewis, Rehoboth down to Ocean View and Fenwick Island. We're looking for 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts there. Now that same concern is from Ocean View all the way down to Chincoteague. This is more than just a small craft advisory. This is talking about very blustery conditions that will continue to kick in for us. And we have that same concern for the folks that are in Cambridge because we're looking at about 45 mile per hour wind gusts there until about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at the very least, and maybe extended beyond that. However, upper atmosphere, we're looking very clear and we're looking pretty calm for right now. But this is where calm conditions don't necessarily work in our favor because that allows for the temperatures to drop that much quicker thanks to radiational cooling that will happen overnight. Winds also out of the northwest, not helping our case much as far as trying to feel comfortable. Take a look at something real quick. For Friday, the winds are continuing to knife its way out of the northwest. And I say knifing because when that wind hits you, it's going to feel like cuts because it's going to be a dry, very unforgiving wind. And we're looking at winds at about, let's say, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Right now, as we speak, feels like 15 degrees in Ocean Pines, 14 right now, the wind chill factor in Ocean City, but it feels like 15 degrees in Bethany Beach, Georgetown, and Seaford. And we're going to get even worse than that because of wind chill. Now let's review what wind chill is real quick. You see, our bodies lose heat through regular convection. However, with little to no wind, a layer of that heat remains to help us stay warmer. So 20 feels like 20 because there's no wind. When we talk about wind chill factor, that's when it's windy, the air breaks up that insulation warm layer. So this helps us to speed up heat loss, making it feel colder quicker. So 20 degrees to 20 mile per hour wind gust makes it feel like 4 degrees. We bring that up because look at the wind chill factor. We're going to drop down to 11, 4 o'clock in the morning and feel like the lower, 12 degrees. That bothers me just saying it, okay? Anyway. For Friday afternoon, we have the winds out of the northwest with temperatures barely climbing into the 30s. We'll see cloud cover go on the increase for Saturday, but we're not going to crack the 30s. We're still going to stay at about, 39 degrees at the most. Even for the most southern portions of our viewing area, clouds thickened up for us on Saturday, but we're not going to get a break. How cold are we going to be? How about 10 degrees tomorrow morning? That's why I say bundle up, Buttercup. This is a serious situation for us. And as we go into Saturday, it's going to feel like 13 or 14, just a skosh better, but 13 degrees is not really that much better, but it's better than 10, right? We'll start thawing out a little bit better by the time we get to Sunday. Here's a look at your extended forecast. By next week, I'm looking forward to Tuesday. That's all I'm going to say.
Me too, Paul. Thank you for that forecast. Well, a federal judge is keeping her short-term pause on the Trump administration's order to freeze all federal grants and loans. The Trump administration's order has caused confusion and worry among states, charities, and other entities about critical funding. Now, the judge said she will rule on the motion for a preliminary injunction soon. Delta Airlines is offering money to passengers involved in this week's terrifying incident in Canada. Passengers who accept the airline's offer would get payments of $30,000. A Delta spokesperson said the offer has no strings attached and it does not affect passenger rights. If all 76 passengers take the offer, it would add up to more than $2.2 million. Meanwhile, at least 2 people are dead after 2 small airplanes collided midair in Marana, Arizona, which is northwest of Tucson. Police say 2 people did survive, but their conditions are unknown at this time. According to the FAA, the airport is an uncontrolled field. That means it does not have an operating air traffic control tower. As a result, pilots use a common traffic advisory frequency to announce their position to other pilots who are in the vicinity of the airport. And with that in mind, those who are already nervous when it comes to flying, they may have heightened feelings with recent headlines around air travel. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to cope with those flying fears.
From a fatal collision to a recent crash landing, it may feel like air travel is becoming more dangerous, but January's preliminary data from the National Transportation Safety Board appears to show a record low number of airplane accidents nationwide, 62 in total, and most were on private flights. That's 18 fewer accidents than the previous January, which had 80 accidents. Still, the fear of flying is common in the U.S.
It affects approximately 25 million Americans.
Psychologist Shavonna Childs with Cleveland Clinic says managing those flying fears starts before you get on the plane. Distract yourself with things to do for the trip and focus on the fun you'll have or whatever you'll do when you get to your destination. Childs says to also control what you can, pick the seat that makes you most comfortable, and choose an early and direct flight.
If you're the person that turbulence bothers you, because that could be part of your fear of traveling, travel early in the morning when the ground is cooler, because when we have the cooler ground, the air is cooler and there's less turbulence.
If you're feeling anxious on the plane, try deep breathing, meditation, and distraction with books, music, movies, or conversations with others.
There's also having positive self-talk, having some reality conversations. I'm okay. This is a plane ride. I'm almost there. I can make it.
And if your fears become overwhelming, Childs says therapy and medication can also help. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up in sports, legendary college basketball coach Fran Dunphy will retire at the end of the year. We have more on the Philly greats' decision. And also, we'll show you where that new tribute to Frederick Douglass is in Talbot County.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app today.
It's the final week to save big at Johnny Janosic. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, plus 0% APR till 2028, and an extra 15% off. The President's Sale ends Monday at Johnny Janosic Furniture and Mattresses.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat of Berlin. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our great prices. During Ram Truck Month, get a new Ram 1500 Bighorn, $10,000 off MSRP. Visit us today. And remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral services offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $17.45, or choose to have a small visitation service serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Simply respectful.
It's the Fuel Up Your Savings sales event.
Going on now at Boulevard Ford Lincoln of Lewis and Georgetown.
With almost 400 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the right vehicle for you. We have options under $30,000 like this 2025 Ford Escape Active.
Hop online and visit boulevardauto.com to see our entire inventory. So don't miss out on this great sales event at Boulevard Ford in Georgetown and Lewis.
Cars cost less with Preston.
At Delaware Electric Cooperative, keeping the lights on is a team effort, and our team broke a reliability record in 2024. Members experienced a nearly 20% drop in outages, and our crews have never restored power faster. Our success is a result of dedicated engineers, careful planning, tree trimming, and the use of advanced technology that can self-heal power lines and equipment. And not only has co-op power never been more reliable, it's also the most affordable in the state of Delaware.
Johnny Janasic World of Outdoor Furniture has Delaware's largest selection of outdoor furniture and sunbrella fabrics, plus everyday low prices and immediate delivery at all Johnny Janasic Furniture and Mattresses.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
A new tribute to famous abolitionist Frederick Douglass on Delmarva. In partnership with the Maryland Department of Transportation and the Maryland Historical Trust, a roadside marker was unveiled in Talbot County today. The sign was planted at the intersection of Tanner's Corners Road and Lewistown Road in Cordova. Descendants of Douglass say growing up it was rare to see black leaders recognized for their efforts.
Going down the roads, at that time, you'd never see anything like this recognizing Frederick Douglass, or very few of the black leaders, from slavery time during on these roads at all. Especially from us at the Bailey family, we really appreciate it because, again, we didn't have this.
Now, relatives of Frederick Douglass say they hope the sign will bring more knowledge about Douglass's legacy to drivers. Well, every week, not too far from us here on the coast, dancers in Delaware Valley come together to keep a tradition alive, soul line dancing. And as Aziza Schuler reports, it's more than just movement.
5, 6, cross that right foot right.
Gloria Kincaid calls this her ministry. Every Wednesday, she's at the Scheller Center leading a room full of dancers through the steps of soul line dancing.
I've been teaching soul line dancing for 26 plus years.
Clearly, she has the footwork to prove it.
And heel toe left. How's she doing?
But if you've never seen or heard of this style of dance, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Country western, but we done soulified it, okay? Line dancing itself is a group of people in a line moving and turning at the same time. Soul is the music, the movements and the music. Think of when somebody say, you got soul, we're talking about something that touches you a certain way.
Well, it's a mind-body connection because you have to remember the choreography. You are part of the whole. You're never dancing alone, even though you're not physically touching someone. It's multi-generational.
Mother and daughter, my mom comes to this line weekly.
I love meeting new people, becoming like a family.
Wherever there's a space and music, you will find the line dance community.
The Delaware Valley has one of the largest soul line dancing communities in the nation. Its rich black history and culture is documented in a project by folklore scholar and Jersey native Karen Abdul Malik. Next Wednesday, hundreds of dancers from the tri-state area will travel to D.C. to celebrate the archiving of the art form at the Library of Congress.
We're gonna dance. It's a party.
Movement is literally in our DNA.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Oh, hey, sorry. Sports guys just run a little thin here on ideas with another day of no high school sports. While Delmarva continues to thaw out, here's what's happening up in Philly. Legendary college basketball coach Fran Dunphy has announced he'll retire after this season. The current head coach of LaSalle got his first head coaching job at Malvern Prep from 1977 to 1979. After a decade as an assistant, he won 10 Ivy League titles at Penn from 1989 to 2006 and then won the Atlantic 10 3 times at Temple. The 76-year-old has been with the Explorers since 2022. Up in the NBA, devastating news for the reigning Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. The 7'3" phenom is done for the season due to a blood clot in his right shoulder. It's the same diagnosis Brandon Ingram was dealt with the Lakers back in 2019. Ingram was an All-Star the following season and named Most Improved Player. Wembanyama had been the frontrunner for Defensive Player of the Year before the news broke. Through 46 games, Spurs center leads the league with 3.8 blocks per game and averages over a steal as well. And in Princess Anne, UMES basketball's doubleheader this Saturday has been moved to Wednesday. NC Central canceled classes through the weekend, so the Eagles will not be making the trip to Princess Anne. We'll have the Henlopen title games in that place. They'll all begin at 1. That'll do it for sports.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, everyone is a local. Fun times and good vibes await with a wide variety of craft brews, plus our award-winning Primo Hoagies made fresh daily. Dance the night away at the best live music venue in Ocean City. And there's never a bad seat to catch your favorite sports team. Dine in or relax on our outside deck with comfortable seating and beautiful palm trees for a cozy, tropical atmosphere. Beach Barrels open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. at 132nd and Coastal Highway.
Designed to outlast and outlive. Toyota trucks are unmatched, unstoppable, unequaled. Take Tundra, built in America, with an available iForce Max Twin Turbo Hybrid engine, with top-of-the-line tech for on the job and on the road. Buy a Tundra now with $2,000 customer cash or take 1.99% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Change. It can be so chaotic, especially for seniors. But what is life like without change? Boring, dull, predictable, and even difficult for some seniors. Change can trigger progress, growth, flexibility, happiness, regardless of your age. Are you ready for change? If you're a senior living in Sussex County, Delaware, and need a little help, call me. If you're a senior living in Sussex County and would like to help another senior, call me. I'm Amy McDermott with Seniors Helping Seniors.
Don't miss the President's Day mattress sale at Johnny Janosic. Get huge savings on the best brands like Beauty Rest Black, Stearns & Foster, Purple, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, and Kingsdown. And get 30% off Casper mattresses and 40% off Nectar mattresses. Plus up to 48 months interest-free financing. Shop the President's Day mattress sale for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
Shower your home with love with a new bath from Baths by Spicer Brothers. Our factory-trained experts can transform your space into one you'll love in as little as 1 day.
And with our price match guarantee and our done right guarantee, you can have peace of mind knowing your new bath or shower will last a lifetime. Right now, get 50% off installation, plus take advantage of no interest and no payments until 2026.
Call to schedule your free in-home consultation. Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
If you're having a rough week, we have something to cheer you up. A weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. We have personal features, fun things to do every weekend, and more. And you can sign up for free at coasttv.com/signup. Get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
All right, so we take a look at our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury. We're at 24 degrees right now. We'll drop down into 23 by 3 o'clock, but it's going to feel a whole lot cooler than that. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually Arthur Goldvarg of Rehoboth Beach. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruxhead, Mandalas, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're cold for tomorrow morning and for Saturday morning, but the good news is by the time we get into next week, we will warm right back up to where we should be and even above the norm for this time of the year.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Paul. And thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. If you're looking for some more local news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app, and you can join us again tomorrow for Coast TV News this morning at 5 a.m. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. Have a great night.